If you're a parent and you've ever thought, man, I'd love to go to Europe or Australia with my kids, but there's just no way I can handle the flight or the jet lag, then this episode is for you. You will learn my top 7 strategies to survive long haul air travel and jet lag with your kids, giving you the confidence to take the vacation of your dreams with your little ones in tow. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Transform with Travel podcast. If you're new here, thank you so much for trying this episode out. Thank you for being open to a new podcast. I know we all get stuck in the same pod lineup. I know I do. And it's like, well, why try something new? I already know I like these other podcasts. Well, here at this podcast, we firmly believe that trying new things is essential for your growth. So good on you for doing your brain some good today and trying our podcast out. And to those who are with Transform with Travel every week, I see you. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for sharing episodes with your friends and on social media. Truly, you rock. Thank you so much. This month, in the month of May, we are celebrating all things family travel in honor of Mother's Day and also in the lead up to summer travel. Today's episode has been one of our most requested episodes, with people chiming in from all over the world on our recent polls. And it seems everyone wants to know about surviving long haul flights, like overnight flights, 5+ hour long flights with kids, and also how to manage jet lag with kids. One of our first episodes almost 2 years ago was actually on this topic with the top sleep consultant here in South Florida, Michelle Hansley. And she discusses managing routines and schedules and jet lag with babies. That's episode 20. I've linked it in the show notes down below. So as someone who's traveled to over 11 countries with my kids, it's, 12-hour flights, 14-hour flights, and also dealing with 12-hour time differences, even in Australia, 16-hour time differences. I get how daunting it can feel to travel with kids and not know how to manage the flight, first and foremost, how to even plan and prepare for that. And maybe even worse, how to manage the jet lag if you have a baby or a child who's not sleeping on vacation. That's not the vibe. Trust me, I have been there. And this is also what I help my clients with when they come to me to plan their next family vacation. Not only do we handcraft a destination, itinerary, and experiences that suit all the members of the family, whether it's a baby all the way up to 90 and beyond. But I also do a little bit of sneaky coaching to help them feel more confident traveling with their kids. I have PDFs and guides, and also we do one-on-one calls where I kind of answer their questions to kind of help them get over a little bit of that fear of traveling with their kids on long-haul flights. And even, for a lot of us, just getting on a flight alone, whether it's just an hour or 2 hours, can feel daunting. So I will keep this short and sweet today and get straight into it, because I know this is an episode you all have been waiting for. Okay, my 7 strategies for air travel and jet lag success. Let's do it. Number 1, describe. Kids love to know what's coming next. And same with us, same with adults. If you think about it, like, anxiety is bred from the unknown. So if we had someone in our ear being like, hey, this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and then after that, this is going to happen, how much calmer would we feel? Like, we'd be like, hell yeah, we could do this. Same with kids. They love to know, even babies, they love to hear your voice. They love to hear you describe. So describe what will happen in detail. First, we're going to put our bags in the car and we're going to drive to the airport. Then we're going to take our bags out of the car and we're going to walk into this line where we're going to put our bags onto a machine. It'll weigh our bags. We'll have to guess. Let's guess how heavy our bags are. Then they're going to take our bags and we're going to go through a line that's going to check us for security. After that, and then so on and so forth, all the way through. And really the important piece is, when you get on the plane, we're going to sit down. I'll take out your toys. I'll take out your iPad. Then we're going to have a snack or a meal. And then after that, they're going to turn the lights down. After the lights go down, that's when we're getting ready to go night-night. And that's when you're going to go to sleep. So they're already prepared and ready to go, that when the lights go down in the cabin, which on a long haul flight, they will eventually, then if they're not already asleep, then they already know, okay, the lights are going down. I'm, in my pajamas, whatever it is that you brought. We'll get to that in a little bit, but letting them know, like, really emphasizing that when the lights go down, that's when we go to sleep. Will not work 100% of the time, but over time, they will start getting used to that's the routine. So tip number 1, describe the routine, let them know what's going to happen. Hey, I recently did a poll on my Instagram where I asked you what you're looking for most in your travel experience. And the large majority of you said that you're seeking deeper experiences while you travel. In a world of AI and over-tourism, we're seeking to see the world in a new way and in a way that leaves the world a better place, while also transforming the way that we see ourselves. There is truly no one doing this better than And Beyond. For over 30 years, and Beyond has been curating unforgettable experiences that allow you to immerse in culture, nature, and adventure, all while keeping it luxury and unique. Nicole Robinson, the CMO of And Beyond, was actually on the podcast on episode 77, sharing how the company is redefining luxury and sustainable travel, one trip at a time. And Beyond has created and curated a collection of lodges, camps, and itineraries in some of the world's wildest places. Bucket list destinations like Africa, Asia, South America, and even Antarctica. Whether it's a private safari in Botswana or finding true peace at their stunning river lodge in Bhutan, they've got you covered. And the best part is you can travel with And Beyond no matter what stage of life or style of travel you're in. Think solo traveling, romantic getaways, family adventures, and multi-generational bonding. They handcraft bucket list experiences in a way that leaves you deeply changed and also leaves the world a better place at the same time. I mean, what more could you want out of your travel experience? Head to andbeyond.com to learn more about their lodges, camps, and itineraries and their current special offers like their anniversary or milestone celebration offer. That's www.andbeyond.com, and make sure you tell them that I sent you over. Tip number 2, stay organized. So if you're on a flight for like longer than 4, 5, 6 hours, you're going to have to bring a lot more stuff with you, right? If you're going on an overnight flight, you're going to have to bring pajamas for the kids. You're going to have to bring stuff to help them sleep overnight. You might want to bring an extra outfit the next morning. You definitely want to bring an extra outfit just in case they have an accident or they spill something on you. I once didn't realize that I was in my jeans and my daughter got jam on the seat and I had jelly jam all over my jeans and I didn't have another set of pants for me. So you're going to have a little bit more stuff. So what I talked about in the first episode of May of this month, episode 79, was how to keep things simple, right? Like keep your packing simple so that you can stay organized. What I do when we go on long haul flights is each kid will have a backpack, or perhaps there's just one small backpack for all the kids, depending on, how little they are. I don't bring a lot of toys. I bring maybe like 1 or 2 things for them. I bring some sort of like sensory activity, so Play-Doh or drawing. I bring their iPad and their headphones, and I bring a couple snacks. I try not to overdo it on the snacks. I see some parents bring like an entire suitcase full of snacks. I know it's expensive, but I pack what I need to kind of get through the first couple hours, and then I'll go to the when I'm at the airport, I'll either buy more or I'll just stock up on the plane. I know it's not the healthiest stuff on the plane, but for me, having less stuff is more important than the type of snack that they're getting. So that's like kind of your hour by hour stuff that you'll need. Keep it separate in a separate backpack, or each kid has their own backpack so you know where everything's going to be. Then I normally will bring a carry-on, like a luggage, a rollaway carry-on, and that's where all the nighttime stuff will go. So that will be things like their pajamas, if you have a child in a sleep sack or needs a blankie, their pacifier, any sort of thing, like portable sound machine, extra diapers and wipes, that's where that will all go. So I know all my nighttime stuff is in that carry-on. And so when it's time that I realize that the lights are going to start dimming, like I told my child that it's going to happen, I get my carry-on stuff out and then I start getting them prepared to get ready to go to bed. And this is more like if I'm thinking about an overnight flight, or I'm on a 14-hour flight, a 15-hour flight, and at some stage everyone's going to go to sleep. That's what I kind of do to keep things organized. So I'm not trying to find a toy that they need when they're awake in the same bag that I need to get my portable sound machine at night. It's just keeping things separate, keeping things organized, and keeping things simple. Tip number 3, tire them out. Before you get on that super long flight, find a gate that's empty. Let them run. Let them climb over the chairs. Hopefully you're in an airport that caters to kids and has a playground area. It's not always the case, but sometimes we'll go into lounges, like airport lounges, and find an area that there's no one sitting around, and we'll just kind of let them run free. Run them around. If anything, just walk up and down the airport terminals. If that's the only thing that's there, just walk them, get them out of the stroller if you don't have a baby, and walk them, run them, get them tired. That's my, literally the only thing that I know how to do is to get their energy out. And you play as well, play with them, have that interaction with them, and try to get them as tired as possible. Hey everyone, I just wanted to pop in here really quick to share something brand new. We have just launched our Transform with Travel community newsletter. And I know you're thinking, oh gosh, another email in my inbox, but I promise you, this newsletter is going to be worth your while. Every month, I'm going to be sharing how you can create meaningful travel experiences for you and your family, how to really build that adventurous spirit back into your life again, whether you're on the road or at home. Our top travel tips and trends, and beyond the ChatGPT trends. This is tried and true, had my feet on the ground recommendations, our insights on what's coming up and what's next, and so much more. I would love if you can join our newsletter, join our community. It's absolutely free. As a thank you, you'll receive in your inbox a guided meditation to help calm the nerves down while you're flying. Whether you love the beach or the mountains, whether you're a window seat gal or an aisle seat guy, whether you love culture or adventure, you have a space here within the Transform with Travel community. So please go to the show notes, click the link to join the newsletter, or you can head to my website, transformwithtravel.co. All right, thank you. Back to the show. Tip number 4. So this is the tricky one. You're on the plane, you've settled in, they've dimmed those lights down because now it's time to go to sleep. And you're like, okay, well, now it's time to sleep. And they're not sleeping. And you're trying to force them to sleep. This is something that Michelle Hansley in episode 20 talks about a lot, is you cannot force sleep. We all know what happens when we try to force a baby or a kid to go to sleep. It only results in tears for everyone involved. And trust me, I have shed a lot of tears on an airplane before. As exhausting as it is, all you can do is provide those opportunities for sleep. So hopefully you've described to them that the lights are going to dim, and that's when we put the iPad away, and that's when we get into our jammies, or you can get them in their jammies beforehand, their pajamas beforehand. You can brush their teeth beforehand and kind of emulate that same nighttime routine, either pre-lights dimming or as the lights are dimming. So emulating that routine, we brush our teeth, we get into our jammies, we put our nighttime diaper on, we put the portable sound machine on if you need it. If you have a bottle, if you have a baby, that's when you do the bottle, get the pacifier out. Like perhaps your child has that one toy that they sleep with, bringing that with you. Like again, trying not to bring too much stuff, but bringing enough so that you can emulate that nighttime routine. You've already told them that when the lights dim, it's time for bed. You're already in your pajamas. You already have your sleep sack. Like starting to build that bridge in their brain, like, okay, like maybe I'm not so tired because I'm super stimulated from this whole process of being on a plane, but they're starting to kind of understand. They might not sleep the whole time. I once had a child on a 14-hour flight who didn't fall asleep until the last 3 hours of the flight. Like, this is not foolproof. This is also something that happens over time. My 4.5-year-old now gets it. She gets on the plane. She goes, is this a plane that we sleep on? And like, she knows like some planes we sleep on and some planes we don't. So it takes time. But you cannot, the tip is you cannot try to force that sleep. The best thing when my children were really young, like babies, 12 months younger, is just holding them in your arms and walking up and down the aisles, up and down the aisles, up and down the aisles. It's exhausting, and sometimes people can get annoyed that there's a crying baby as you're walking up and down, but it's the best thing that I've come to realize is just walking up and down the aisles gets me out of my seat. It gets my body moving so I feel less anxious, and most kids find it very soothing to be moving and being in a parent's arms. So don't try to force them to sleep. Just give them as many opportunities for a positive sleep environment that you can. This is not a health-related podcast by any means. I'm not giving medical advice. Please go to your doctor and get approved for this. But I know of some families, including us, that on really long flights, we'll use, now that my child's old enough, we'll use like a kid's melatonin or like a homeopathic remedy with like chamomile and stuff like that to kind of help calm the body and hopefully help them kind of go into a sleep while they're on the plane. Again, talk to your doctor about those types of things of what's safe to use for your child. So tip number 5, which is about jet lag, whether you get there first thing in the morning or whether you get there late at night and then you start this the next morning, get outside as fast as possible. Find a local playground. I have a note in my phone that just has playgrounds around the world that I found. So if you need a playground, text me. I probably know where it is. And just get outside and play and walk. When we landed in Singapore, we got in at like 1 a.m. Singapore time. We slept for like 3 hours until one of our kids woke up, and then we got breakfast and we got outside as fast as possible. I think we walked like 5 or 6 kilometers that day. And the thought process behind this is that you want your body to adjust to that time zone. And how does it do that? Your body adjusts to the time zone by knowing when to release melatonin later that afternoon and that night at an appropriate time. And how does it know when to release the melatonin? Well, your eyes, no matter where you are in the world, your eyes are scanning for the spectrum of blue light that is available to them wherever you are. So the highest amount of blue light is going to be around that midday heading into late afternoon time, right? So if you get outside as fast as possible, your eyes are like, "Oh, this is an interesting time to have blue light at its highest peak hitting my eyes." And so it starts to tell your body from a hormonal perspective when to start releasing those hormones that will help you fall asleep. Again, it's not foolproof. It's not going to be like you outside that first day and on a 14-hour time difference, everything's all fine and dandy and you sleep totally well, but it'll help you adjust faster and it'll help your kids adjust faster. And again, it kind of goes back to that movement piece. The more they can move on that first day and get their bodies out and get some energy out, the better that they'll sleep later along that night. So tip number 6, again, all about jet lag. Let them fall asleep like if they need to. So it might not be the exact routine that you are used to at home. Maybe they have 2 cat naps that day instead of one big one. I'm talking about like your first day, your first 2 days while you're in a new time zone. Maybe they fall asleep in the car on the way to the hotel and you're like, no, 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 please don't fall asleep right now. I need you to sleep at the hotel. Like that first day is a little bit of a wash. Let them fall asleep where they need to. Don't let them oversleep, of course, but just kind of let that day be what it is. And then the next day that you wake up, again, if you get there, your first day is in the very first thing in the morning, then let that full first day be a wash. If you get there late at night, like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. onwards, let the next morning and that next day be that wash and then start them the next day. Like just kind of give them a little bit of a grace period, same that you would give yourself. Let them fall asleep whenever they need to. Don't force it. Again, we're not forcing kids to sleep. The next day, whether that's day 1 or day 2 for you, depending on when you arrive, wake them up at their normal time. Even if they're still sleeping, wake them up at their normal time. If that's 7 for you, if that's 8 for you, wake them up at their normal time and try your best to emulate that routine that you have at home with, be a little loose with it because you're traveling and you're having fun. But the more that you can try to get them back into that routine, the more that their body is going to adjust to that. So tip number 6 is emulating your routine as quickly as you can once you're home. And you might be like, Kelly, when we travel, we don't have a routine. We just let life flow as it comes. Then this might not be as big of a fear for you as it is for other parents. For a lot of parents, not knowing if they're going to fall asleep on vacation or not knowing if they're going to take their naps on vacation is a really big fear, mine included. So this kind of helps you understand, let that first day be a wash. Let them fall asleep when they need to fall asleep. Don't force sleep if they're not sleeping during their normal nap time. Like that's okay. Don't force it. But then the next day, that's when you restart and that's when you try to get them onto the new time zone. Number 7, the very last tip that I have is talk to your doctor, of course, but you can try to supplement with some night supplements like kids melatonin, chamomile, homeopathic remedies that try to help kind of like kickstart their system into being into that new time zone. I personally wouldn't use it every single night, but maybe on night 1, night 2 to try to help their bodies be like, oh yeah, I do feel kind of sleepy around 7 p.m. Sometimes that can be helpful. I've spoken to a handful of my colleagues who are naturopathic doctors. I've spoken to a handful of my colleagues who are nurse practitioners. It is not something that I can say is going to work 100% for your child. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a sleep consultant. So please talk to your doctor. But if you have older kids that are at that age eligibility of maybe taking a couple of these sleep remedies, it might be helpful for that. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to recap very, very quickly. Number 1, describe what's going to happen to them. Describe the process of getting on the plane and the lights dimming, and that's when we go to sleep. Number 2, stay organized. Pack a lot less than you think you need and keep your nighttime, overnight, pajamas, those types of things in a separate bag so you know exactly where it's going to be. Number 3, while you're waiting to board your plane, or maybe you have a couple hours before your flight takes off, tire them out, let them run. Be that nuisance in that airport. Who cares? Let them run. Number 4, once you're on the plane and the lights have dimmed and you're ready to have that overnight sleep on the plane, don't force them to sleep. Don't rock them, intensely being like, you need to go to sleep. Provide the opportunity and provide the environment to sleep. That's really all you can do, and try to keep your stress levels as low around this as you can. Number 5 is around jet lag. Get outside as fast as possible once you land. Find a playground, walk around, let them run, get that blue light on your eyes so that your body knows when to trigger melatonin at an appropriate time. Number 6, Let them fall asleep when they need to fall asleep on that first day. Again, they might take a handful of cat naps. They might take a really long nap that they're not used to. Just kind of let that day be a little bit of a wash. Let them sleep to catch up. And then the next day after that, restart and get back on your schedule if schedules are important to you while you're traveling. And number 7, again, this is where this is a total personal preference, but you might have a natural remedy. You might have a melatonin for children's melatonin that might be recommended by your doctor. Again, talk to your doctor, talk to your providers, but those might be helpful for those first 2 nights, those first 3 nights, however long your trip might be dependent on how long you use it. And it's totally kid dependent as well. Lastly, while you're on that plane and you're rocking that baby and you're like, oh my gosh, we still have 7 more hours on this flight. What are we doing? Remember, this too shall pass. This flight will eventually end. You will eventually get off this plane. A lot of this is learning how to just take a few deep breaths and just know this is going to be the worst part of this whole vacation. This is the worst part. And just trust that you will eventually get there. Once you land, even if it was absolutely chaos and you're like, Kelly, none of these tips helped. Like I'm exhausted. I'm tired. My hair's everywhere. I'm a big mess. Let it go. You arrived. Get through your customs, check your bags, get into the taxi, go to your hotel, let that experience on the plane go and move on to your next part of your vacation. I know that might not be the exact answer that you want to hear. There's really no pretty bow that you can put on talking about tips of air travel and jet lag with children, but it's truly the reality. It's truly the truth of it. So now that you're feeling just a little bit more confident and ready to take on your next big adventure with your family, please reach out to me and let's plan it together. I specialize in group travel, like multi-generational, grandparents, parents, children, or just you and your kids going off. I really do love being able to bring all of the pieces together of catering to a 2-year-old all the way up to catering to a 90-year-old. It really makes me happy seeing how we can make everyone happy on the trip. So I just had a client come back from their trip to St. Lucia. This is what she had to say about her experience working with me. My husband and I travel a lot, but this was the first time we hired a travel advisor, and we're so glad we did. It was my birthday trip and also my first time in the Caribbean, and Kelly absolutely crushed it. She understood exactly what we wanted to experience and planned every detail perfectly. From booking our activities to making sure we arrived smoothly at the resort, she was with us every step of the way. She stayed in touch during our stay, checked in to make sure everything was going well, and made the whole experience completely stress-free. I honestly can't imagine planning another trip without her, and we 100% recommend Kelly to anyone who wants to travel without the hassle. That is what I'm here for, girl. If you are ready to start planning your next family vacation, there's a link in the show notes below where you can send in a trip request form. Even if you don't even know where you want to go yet, you just fill out the form. Let me know kind of like what your vibe is, what your intention is, and then we'll jump on a call and we will make the magic happen. I'm really grateful for you for making it to the end of this episode. If this episode was helpful for you, if you were like, oh my God, I know like 3 people who really need to hear this episode before summer travel hits, send it to your friends, send it to your parent friends, your mom friends, your dad friends, your grandparents, everyone. Send it to whoever you can, because my goal is to not necessarily take the stress out of travel, because I'm not going to be there like helping you hold your baby on the plane, unfortunately, but I'm here to give you the confidence to go after these big dreams of adventuring with your family. And that's truly what I love, seeing the world open up for families around the world. I will see you on the next episode. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in to the Transform with Travel podcast. If you have a friend or a loved one you were thinking of during this episode, spread a little love and share this episode with them, someone who could use a little inspiration. And while you're at it, be sure to subscribe to the podcast as well. To learn more about us, head to www.transformwithtravel.co, and I'll see you on the next episode. This is your reminder to keep on exploring.